Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a powerful, often misunderstood concept. God breaks the man he wants to use. Now, before you get caught up in the word breaks, let's clarify what this truly means. We're not talking about destruction, but divine reshaping. It's about being refined, humbled, and prepared for a greater purpose. Think about it this way. Imagine a master craftsman. He doesn't just pick up any rough stone and immediately place it in a masterpiece. No, he carefully selects it. Then he chips away at the imperfections. He polishes, he grinds, he shapes it until it reflects the light just right. That process, though sometimes intense, is what transforms a simple stone into a precious gem. In much the same way, God, the ultimate craftsman, often takes us through a process of breaking to remove our rough edges, our pride, our self-reliance, and anything that might hinder us from fulfilling the incredible plans He has for our lives. This journey isn't about punishment, it's about preparation. It's about stripping away what we think we are, so we can become who we are, meant to be. Often we come to God with our own plans, our own strengths, our own ideas of how things should go. And sometimes, those very things, though they seem good to us, can actually be roadblocks to God's higher calling. Our ego, our need for control, our fear of vulnerability, these can all stand in the way of us being truly used by Him. Consider the biblical figures. Moses, for example, was a mighty prince in Egypt, yet he had to spend 40 years in the desert as a shepherd. 40 years. That was a period of isolation, humility, and learning to rely solely on God. It was in that breaking period that he shed his Egyptian identity and princely pride, becoming the humble leader God could use to deliver a nation. Imagine the impatience, the doubt, the struggles he must have faced during those decades. But it was precisely through that process that God forged the shepherd into a prophet and a deliverer. He wasn't broken down to be discarded. He was broken open to be filled with divine purpose. Another incredible example is David. Before he became the great King David, he was a humble shepherd boy, then an anointed warrior, but also a fugitive running from King Saul for years. He lived in caves, faced constant danger, and endured immense betrayal. These experiences, these moments of being broken and dependent on God's protection, shaped his character, deepened his faith, and taught him reliance on divine guidance. He penned psalms of despair and hope during those times, revealing a heart that was being molded for kingship, a heart after God's own. It wasn't the easy path that prepared him. It was the refining fire of adversity. Even Peter, a man of strong will and quick speech, experienced profound breaking. He boldly declared he would never deny Jesus, yet he did, 3 times. The heartbreak and shame he must have felt were immense. That moment of failure, that deeply humbling experience, was part of his breaking, but it wasn't the end of his story. After the resurrection, Jesus reinstated him, asking him 3 times, "Do you love me?" This wasn't about condemnation. It was about restoration and recalibration. Peter, humbled and transformed, went on to become a cornerstone of the early church. His breaking made him more compassionate, more reliant on the Holy Spirit, and ultimately, a more powerful vessel for God's message. So, what does this look like in our lives today? Often, it's not as dramatic as leading a nation or running from a king. It might be through a career setback that forces you to reevaluate your priorities, a personal failure that humbles your pride, a season of waiting that tests your patience, or even just daily struggles that chip away at your self-sufficiency. It can feel like a wilderness experience, a time of loneliness or confusion, where you're stripped of your usual comforts and forced to lean entirely on faith. During these times, it's easy to feel lost, to question God's love, or to wonder what you've done wrong. But remember, this breaking isn't a sign of rejection. It's often a sign of immense potential. It's God preparing you for something bigger, something that requires a strength and wisdom that can only be forged in the fire of humility and dependence. He's removing the things that block your true potential, clearing the path for His divine flow to work through you. The process of breaking often involves challenging our preconceived notions about ourselves and about God. We might realize our own strength was an illusion, or that our control was never truly ours. This can be painful, yes, but it's also incredibly liberating. When we let go of our own limited understanding and embrace God's sovereignty, we open ourselves up to possibilities far beyond what we could ever imagine. Consider the metaphor of a plowed field. Before a farmer plants seeds, he has to break up the hard, compacted soil. It looks messy, disruptive, even destructive to the untrained eye. But it's a necessary process to prepare the ground for new life, for growth, for a fruitful harvest. In the same way, God sometimes breaks up the hard ground of our hearts, our stubborn wills, our comfortable routines, so that the seeds of His purpose can take root and flourish. This breaking is ultimately about surrendering. It's about letting go of our grip on our own lives and trusting that God knows what He's doing, even when it doesn't make sense to us. It's about acknowledging that His ways are higher than our ways, and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. When we surrender, we create space for His power, His wisdom, and His grace to operate fully in and through us. So, If you find yourself in a season of breaking right now, don't despair. Don't view it as a punishment, but as a profound invitation. See it as God's incredible investment in you, a testament to the magnificent plans He has for your life. Embrace the refining fire. Allow Him to chip away at the unnecessary and trust that He is molding you into a vessel of honor, uniquely prepared to carry out His divine will. This process isn't to hurt you, but to empower you. It's not to diminish you, but to magnify His presence within you, allowing your light to shine brighter than ever before. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this message resonated with you, please hit that like button, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Your support means the world. Until next time, stay blessed.